Dance during the Harlem Renaissance represented both a celebration of identity and an escape from the struggles of overcrowding, low wages, and racial discrimination. One of the most famous places where dance was defined in Harlem was the Savoy Ballroom. It was a place of extravagance and glamour, where race or wealth didn't matter and legendary jazz filled the air. It was here that famous dances such as the Lindy Hop were born, and later evolved into other forms, giving way to the West Coast swing, the jitterbug, the jive, and many other famous dances. Most importantly, dancing actually provided an opportunity for social and economic advancement, as shown by several individuals who used their talent for dance to rise to fame and fortune despite their struggles. A true example of the American dream.
Known to many as Bojangles, the mayor of Harlem, or even the Dark Cloud of Joy, was Billy Robinson, the man who claimed he could run backward faster than most men could go forward. He was the most famous of all African American tap dancers in the 20th century. As a child, his parents died and grew up under the care of his grandmother. Starting off, he was just a member of a pickaninny chorus, working his way all the way up to achieve Broadway fame. Racial issues were evident early on in his career by a two-colored rule that prevented him from having a black partner. After being charged with assault in 1915, he kicked off his solo career headlining at the Palace Theater. Following, his famous 1918 Stair Dance made him well known. In 1922, he married Fannie Clay, her being his secretary, manager, and partner in the efforts of facing racial prejudice. His success was instant. After his star performances on Broadway, newspapers were praising him for his talent. Turning to Hollywood films in the 30s, he starred in movies like The Little Colonel, featuring Shirley Temple. When his life came to a tragic end in 1949, it was for sure that he was never going to be forgotten. With his family roots in slavery, he was able to rise up and defeat the odds, becoming one of the most famous African American tap dancers of his time.
What's going on around here?
Josephine Baker was a popular singer, dancer, and actress from 1920 to 1975. She was born in St. Louis, Missouri to Carrie McDonald and Eddie Carson. Baker grew up working for wealthy white families, cleaning their homes and babysitting, but was exposed to racism, being told, "Be sure not to kiss the baby." At 13, Josephine waitressed at the Old Chauffeurs Club and met her first husband, Willie Wells. She went on to marry and divorce 3 others, never fully relying upon a man to keep her financially afloat. She toured with the Jones Family Band and the Dixie Steppers, and eventually auditioned for the production Shuffle Along, but was rejected. She then traveled to Paris and starred in La Revue Negre, which was thought to be the turning point of her career. In this production, she danced with Joe Alex in Danse Sauvage, performing in nothing but a feather skirt. She was an overnight sensation. People could not get enough of Josephine Baker. Starring in La Folie Jour in her famous banana skirt, Zuzu and Princess Tam Tam, and was thought to be one of the most photographed women in the world.
Another popular dancer of the Harlem Renaissance was Florence Mills, who made her debut at the age of 5 under the title Baby Florence. At the age of 26, she joined the show Shuffle Along, which was thought by Langston Hughes to have been the start of the Harlem Renaissance. She was well known amongst black and white audiences and was quite popular with both. But she wasn't completely free of racism. Irving Berlin once stated that if he could find a white woman that could sing as well as Mills did, he'd write a new song every week. She was certainly making progress. However, as many took note of the fact that she sang as well as anyone else did, regardless of her color. After the show, Shuffle Along, she was asked to appear nightly at the Plantation Club, gaining enough fame and popularity that she was close to breaking out of the racial restrictions of the entertainment business. After the show, Shuffle Along, she was asked to appear nightly at the Plantation Club, gaining enough fame and popularity that she was close to breaking out of the racial restrictions of the entertainment business. In the spring of 1923, Charles B. Cochran decided to bring the Plantation Club Act to London, making a show titled Dover Street to Dixie, which featured the entire black cast of the former Plantation Club in the second half. When she later returned to her home in New York, she was offered to appear as an extra in the Greenwich Village Follies annual production, the first ever invitation for a black actor to appear in a large-scale white production. She was offered other parts in major productions after that, but decided to turn them down to pursue her idea of a major all-black show to rival the large white shows of the time. She believes she completed this goal with the opening of the show Blackbirds, a widely popular show that was performed in London's Pavilion Theatre a total of 276 times, attracting large audiences and even members of royalty. With her widely popular performances, she was able to show people all around the world that the color of her skin was unable to prevent her from becoming just as popular as anyone else.
All of these talented dancers proved that dancing in the Harlem Renaissance represented the American dream for many people. It was an expressive outlet open to dancers of all races and socioeconomic status, and provided opportunity for fame, fortune, and success in America.